like pound for pound skill wise, Gluto could be argued as the best player in the world, just maybe held back a little bit by where he lives or by the character he plays. And there are reasonable arguments that he's in contention there. And we finally are getting into this. We're going to see if he can disambiguate Zomba, or if Zomba, the world traveler, can do it in yet another country.
It's one of the matchups that Zomba typically does not like to play. Matchups where it feels hard to actually get R.O.B's game plan reliably situated. You always feel at risk of conversions like this popping out of nowhere, especially with gyro on display. Wario has such a fluid time comboing such big bodies, and R.O.B certainly has that weakness on display at the very least. The hard part for Wario then on the flip side is getting in. That's what Zomba's trying to maximize here. A lot of gyro, a lot of laser.
And a lot of it comes down to those airspeed stats from Gluto. Has very strong air acceleration and air speed. So those gyro toss combos are going to be a lot more destructive, and it's going to be easier to get in because of the speed. But at the same time, Zomba's got massive buttons. We saw it with the down air there. We're going to see it probably with the landing nair, because it's always a landing nair. Okay, maybe not this time. Next time.
The question is not if, but when the landing nair will come.
I can feel it in my bones. Ooh. Oh, goes for the air dodge that time. Gluto punishing with the bike. There it is.
Yeah, just waiting on it.
Yeah, Gluto's ready for it.
Oh, okay, falling up air there. Okay, so that's like such a specific optimization of this up air kills and covers roll, but also does not leave me open to a whiff punish dash attack if the Zomba neutral get up.
We talked about how he's been playing this character for a very long time, and those are the kinds of optimizations that you're going to see coming out of that. Stalls out the down air. Had he gone up a little bit sooner, he would have died, but he gets to live this time around. We get the early combos. We don't get the waft confirmed yet, but it is online. There it is.
Speak it into existence, Jordan. It shall appear. The waft confirm was certainly ready to go.
Warrior players want one thing, and it's beautiful.
Something about onions or garlic. Garlic. You know.
Oh man, bring back Wario, man. I love that dude. I remember playing him in Brawl, and he was so fast that I'd accidentally SD over and over. So just couldn't handle it.
I love doing figure eights in midair as my opponent is playing Brawl Ganon.
I want to see the numbers, like the stats of how fast he was. It was so silly.
It was so fun. In the dumbest of ways. Oh my god, the camera dragging the bike in frame. Oh, but the run up the dash and F tilt. That's one thing Zomba I think really has ready to go as R.O.B a lot of times. Like, of course, we're seeing plenty of Nair. We're gonna see all of Nair, all of down air, forward air, all of those back air especially. Like, we're gonna see the aerial sweeps from Zomba. We're gonna see the laser. But one of the better things he's at is utilizing moves like F tilt as just a reliable poke that reaches further than. Whoa, that was a lot of damage. That reaches further than down tilt and still allows you to control a lot of stage, and then let that supplement with all of R.O.B's consistent tools.
Zomba raising the roof with that up tilt, trying to find the kill here before Gluto gets that waft back online. We saw how he has to route differently without that waft, not able to get the kill at 89, but it is still a threat. It's going to be back very soon, so he has to play the time game. Oh, wow, goes for the half waft instead, Gluto! And that gives Zomba free license to take game number 1.
Oh, I wonder what he was scouting there on the platform. I mean, I know R.O.B like typically can feel pretty comfortable like holding shield on plat, but the fact that you risked it all like that on a landing nair is ridiculous.
I think he thought he could just get there in time, because if you look at the timing, I think that was a power shield, right? Which means it would have been right at the very beginning of the window where Zomba was able to get his shield up. So maybe if Gluto had been there a couple frames sooner, that could have gone the other way.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Glutonny. I mean, it was literally frames off, and you don't care about which hitbox of waft you get, whether it be the Wario hitbox or the waft itself.
Oh no, spin to win. Okay, Wario kind of heavy. We're still alive.
Drifting back, trying to maximize the corner, crossing up in mid-screen. Nice little fuzzy mix-up. Every time Gluto feels like he gets a chance to start, like, at least blending or mixing or doing something, Zomba's ready to answer. And, of course, sometimes just taking space is enough to complete an edge guard. Zomba threatening down air. Gluto playing too hard around it. Can't make it back.
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22, right? Because if you don't play around it, of course, you get clipped. And the gyro was also there, so he has to space hard to the right. And he just ran out of height. And now Zomba is walking away, taking advantage of that lead. Of course, you still have the Wario clutch factor, that one beautiful thing. But it is going to be very hard because you're going to have to use it just to even things up with the way things are going.
Let's hold on for that a little bit.
Wait.
The Wario combos go stupid. Half waft there, of course, Carlin.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Of course, the half waft comes in clutch in order to maximize the damage. Whoa, we tried for the runoff corkscrew. 120%.
The half waft did not kill, right? F-tilt is going to do it, which is huge for Gluto, because it's very easy in that situation to end up in a repeat of what we saw where Zomba just lives to 150%.
Yeah, when was that half waft used? It was at like 5 minutes 30 seconds?
Somewhere in that range. That sounds believable.
So we probably are only, at the rate of this game is going, we're probably only going to get another half waft at most for the rest of this game.
We've been seeing Gluto play pretty fast throughout this, and I think that is not an inherently bad thing. I think it's in response to the way Zomba is playing, not feeling super comfortable, giving up the entire stage just to stall, just to camp for that waft, instead fighting for positioning, and has been pretty successful with it. It's just been a couple of things going Zomba's way in the first game that gave him that one game lead in the set.
Yeah, both games kind of start out pretty similar too, but Gluto's really trying to bring this one home. Evening up the percent with that quick F tilt conversion, another falling nair, trying to stop Gluto from putting out all of these back airs to try and hold on to this space. Another falling up air, more back airs, but they're checked by beam and gyro and beam and gyro, and now we're in back air percentages where you cannot get touched anymore. Your margin for error is razor thin on both sides.
It is so precarious. Gluto trying to zone break, even using that bike to shark. But Zomba is doing exactly what you talked about at the top of the set, spacing him out beautifully, using that gyro as he slips past the ledge. Masterful work, but Gluto will not be denied. Finds the opening, gets the read on Zomba's approach, and it's the back air this time that evens up the set.
Man, the amount of needles Gluto tried to thread between like the different back air heights, trying to utilize full hop, empty landing, trying to call out jumps, how do I hold space, and at a certain point, those high percentages, you just can't go away from your good stuff. And it's good to see that Gluto recognized that pretty ferociously, because for that entire last stock, he was basically getting dealt damage for trying to insist upon using back air. But when your opponent's at 140, you can't go away from one of Wario's safest kill moves.
Okay, I got a little bit nervous there. Gluto was hovering. I thought he might go for the link, which I don't think is necessary at this point in the set. Either way, though, maybe just needed a deep breath. Goes back into it with the Wario, but this is the downside of the Wario. What a nair as well from Zomba to finish that out. A lesser player would have started to make their recovery preemptively, possibly giving Gluto an opportunity to jump off of that bike and recover, but not in this case, just absolutely shuts it down.
Shout outs to Zomba's persistence on that edge guard. He called it out beautifully. Sometimes when you see a combo drop like that, oh, hello. When you see a combo drop, sometimes players are more willing to disengage. Not Zomba. He's looking to scrap and make those hits once he finds the neutral win. Still, though, the amount of damage that Wario can rack up on R.O.B is pretty ridiculous. It doesn't even feel like Gluto dropped that stock sub 50%. It feels like, oh, yeah, this game's just going fast.
Gluto's got good mix, punishing well, creating pressure situations where Zomba is going for those nairs when he lands, but that's twice in a row now. Remember game one, The first time a landing nair came out, Gluto punished it. Now 3 in a row that he is not punished. And the last one here actually got hit by, probably trying to adjust his spacing to punish. Maybe feeling a little bit uncomfortable with it.
Could certainly be that way. Zomba certainly finds ways in order to put out, make those landing nairs connect and make some of these big sharking up airs find their window and find their opportunity. Oftentimes, Zomba's adjustments are pretty slim as well. Of course, you always see the big plays at the end of the day, the big R.O.B conversions. But sometimes all that Zomba needs to do in order to turn a deficit into an advantage is just like, oh, I should nair a little bit later, or I should jump a little bit further, or press my advantage a little bit deeper. And suddenly that's all you need to do to open up the can of, open the beat down. But Gluto has that equalizer. It's been an equalizer every single game of this set, but still it turns a full stock deficit into a very even game here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that game of micro spacing and those micro timings, as well as Zomba does get the spin to win. He does take the stock, but you can see the ways Gluto is maneuvering around and trying to out adapt Zomba. But I feel like Zomba was just able to out adapt him, right? Gluto is the adaptation player, and Zomba is winning that mini game.
More specifically, Lenti, I feel like he's winning the mini game off stage or at ledge or in these like corner scenarios, while Gluto is still proving very prominent and very effective in between the platforms and laddering vertically. But as soon as Zomba finds a way to corner Gluto, even for just like a second or two, he's finding an up tilt. He's finding a way to push Gluto off stage or a dash attack forward air or some little small wins that once you start to find the small wins consistently, they can turn into bigger spouts of advantage and much stronger opportunities like we saw in that last game. Gluto still has that combo tree.
Oof, great stuff to Gluto to manage to get out of the corner. But before he did that, to the point that you're making, Zomba, while not getting a massive combo at 0%, because it's going to be a little bit awkward to do against Wario, was able to lock him down in the corner beautifully and just chip him out for 45. The difficulty being, of course, as soon as Gluto did get in, it was 119 the other way, because Gluto's conversions, especially on a very comboable character like R.O.B, are massive and they are consistent.
I mean, it harkens back to the same conversation we've been having all block, Lentini. Just efficiency versus optimization, advantage state versus neutral. How do you weave between the two to maximize your gameplay? Excuse me. Gluto and Zomba showcasing that on both sides of the coin, with Gluto really ferociously leaning into that combo state, and Zomba wanting to play a slower nickel and dime game plan where his 2-hit combos are more efficient than Gluto's.
Yes. Also, the sharking. Gluto, I think, has been struggling in the offstage game, but has been doing much better at sharking Zomba than Zomba has been on him. The problem, of course, being when you get sharked off stage like that, you almost die. Meanwhile, Gluto is just getting chip damage with those up airs, and it's difficult to keep pace with that kind of game plan if you
Uh-oh.
can't stay alive when you get launched.
Oh no. We won't see we won't see the end of the combo. Schrodinger's combo.
He is both dead and alive. Okay, we back. The answer is Zomba is alive. And at 113, and that waft should be here soon, right? I don't think we used it in that short interim where we were away.
Yeah, and it looks like the waft is online. Usually it comes online around the 5-minute mark, so unused. I thought it was going to be after we saw a nair on the platform, but we fire the mark anyway. I mean, it's the waft always finds a way to land when it comes to Gluto, whether it be out of a conversion or just a raw call out. Gluto making up the difference, though the percents aren't looking too favorable in this game number 4. Survival game, winner side game for Gluto. Needs a big opener to even it up.
And it's tough for Gluto. Like, do you speed up? Do you slow down here? Do you try to force the win con of the waft by taking your time? Or do you try to zone break and get the big combo without it? And that is probably what's going through Gluto's head right now. Meanwhile, Zomba in the driver's seat has been comfortable on both sides of that, whether it's chase down, whether it's boxing. So doesn't have to worry too much about what the game plan should be. Just play that neutral and finds the up smash, catches Gluto trying to make something happen, and takes the set.
Yeah, just playing that neutral, right? Like it's the way that Zomba maximizes so many different characters, and most specifically a jack of all trades like Rob does everything pretty well. So once he saw that Gluto has the percent deficit, needs to start making a play, was even in disadvantage not moments ago. It's like, okay, I know we're going to be seeing Gluto try and keep me in his vortex and in this mix up. So the parry on a rising Nair 2, perfect opportunity to up smash, and a perfect opportunity for Zomba to take the set 3-1 at that. Winners finals to him.
Great stuff to Zomba for utilizing the whole toolkit. One moment that I'd really like to highlight that spoke to a lot of the way Zomba was playing to catch Gluto off guard on the approaches was when he was sliding past the ledge and just popped a little gyro at Gluto when he wasn't expecting it, when he's trying to go in for that dash attack or that run up down tilt to try to close out a stock. And we saw that all throughout. Zomba has so many tools at his disposal, whether it's that gyro or just mixing up which moves he's using in the neutral that really shut down that zone break that Gluto's trying to pull. Like it's not your traditional zone break, right? Usually you think of like person A over here, person B over here. This is more of a zone break where they're right next to each other, just outside of each other's threat range. And the difference is made by the fact that Zomba has much bigger buttons,